Back to Marvel live at New York Comic Con
so
2014, presented by Contest of Champions, Marvel Contest of Champions from Kabam. I'm Ryan Penagos, aka Marvel's Agent M.
And I'm Marvel.com editor Ben Morris, and we have with us today, and right now, at this very moment, Uncanny X-Men's Kris Anka.
Hello, hello.
Chris, it's the first time we've had you on this show, right?
No, I was on one in San Diego.
But I wasn't there. So this is the first time we've ever this is the first time we've ever had you on a New York edition.
Yes.
And you're actually from out in California, so
LA.
yeah. Have you been to New York Comic Con before?
No, I was in special edition, but it's
Okay.
the first New York Comic Con.
What do you think?
I mean, the Artist Alley is nice.
Yeah.
That's all I've been to.
That's what you were saying. You came here, you're at an Artist Alley table, you're doing some sketching. What else have you been up to? Just kind of minding the store there? You got to walk around at all?
Yeah, I got to walk around a little bit. It's Thursday, so it's kind of calm.
Yeah,
so
this is the
I
time to do
got
it.
to see everyone who's over there. That's about it. I mean, it's been a pretty calm day for me so far.
Yeah. Now, you're working on Uncanny X-Men right now.
Yes.
You're alternating with Chris Bachalo. Now, I'm trying to remember exactly when, because has it been more than a year that you've been doing Marvel stuff? Or is it just coming up on
You
you
mean
now?
in total, it's been a little over 4 years.
Really?
Yeah. Started doing covers back in like 2011.
No, but doing like regular
Yeah,
interior work.
I signed on back in last October.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
And I was
So-
doing a few issues before that, but like October was when it officially started.
Right, so a year in.
Yeah.
How's the experience? Yeah, right?
Well, but by 5, I mean, Uncanny X-Men.
Yeah.
Can't really complain. So
Yeah.
Kind of just like shot me at the top.
I was gonna say that's a big thing to jump on, being on Uncanny
Yeah,
X-Men.
that was kind of nuts. Because that's how they wooed me into doing it.
Yeah.
It was just like they kept being like, all new X-Men, how about that? And it was like, Uncanny. X-Men. I'm like, well, I can't say no to these things. So
Yeah.
no.
Why is it a big deal? Why is Uncanny X-Men such a big deal?
I mean, it's been around since the beginning. It's like just the name alone has just a weight. No matter who's in it, it's got a weight to it. It's hard to not like think of the legacy behind that book.
Yeah.
So it's just every single issue and every single page is daunting because I'm thinking of every single artist on that book.
Well, it's interesting you say that because
Yeah.
we had a question in here for you from
Uh-oh.
DJ Fanko who says, how do you deal with coming onto a book after such a notable artist such as Chris Bachalo or that legacy of artists?
Right. And it's not just coming on after, you're working with, you're alternating with Chris.
I assume the editors have thought about this. So I'm blaming them if anything goes wrong. It's pretty daunting because to me it's his book still to me. So I'm trying my best to sort of fit in with how he works and like what he's not so much stylistically, but like just kind of so it doesn't feel out of tune. I'm definitely trying to like play second key and kind of fit in behind him the best I can.
How much do you and Chris communicate? As far as
None.
working together? Really?
We don't talk. Yeah, I mean,
You've never spoken to him?
Not just Brian.
Wow.
I think we're just too busy, and we're assuming that the editors are kind of keeping track of everything, and Brian's kind of gearing us the right way so nothing really crosses wires, and that we all kind of work. Yeah, we mostly just work through Mike Martz, our editor, to make sure everything sort of lines up. But I mean, everything's kind of worked out so far, so there's no problems.
Ranker Comics wants to know, how is it working with Bendis?
There you go.
It's been pretty awesome because Brian does a really cool trick where he tends to write for his artist. I mean, he talks about it all the time. Like, I've read other scripts for Chris, and I can just read the difference between what I'm getting and what Chris is getting. So he's like definitely, and it takes a while for him to get us the issues between all the books he's writing. Sure. And I think that he's spending a lot of time thinking about it. So we get scripts that are geared to us, and it's really helpful because it gets us to do what we wanted to do. So it's a lot of fun.
Sophia wants to know, what is the thing you like most about drawing the X-Men?
They're always sad. They're always sad. There's a lot of acting with X-Men. More so than I think any other kind of family within the Marvel universe. Is that the X-Men's a lot of character drama. So that's a lot of fun for me because it's a lot of emoting and a lot of acting and a lot of dynamics going on between them.
I'm terrible with names. So the character with the she had the annual issue.
Tempest?
Tempest.
Yeah.
I love the way you draw her. Like
Yeah.
really,
Absolutely.
especially her facial expressions and like. I remember there's one panel where she's like this, and I was like, oh man, that's just such
she's a lot of fun.
really great panel.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun because when I was drawing her, there's a lot of hidden drama with her, so I wasn't allowed to really allude to anything. So I had to like make it like build it up without actually showing what's actually happening.
No, but how much does Brian tell you as far as, all right, this is what we're eventually going to reveal As opposed to
Brian
this is what
tells
you're
me
showing.
things that don't involve me.
Ah.
So like he told me about the whole like the Tempest thing, so I knew
Yeah.
that for a while, so I knew how to kind of set that up. But anything like, hey, what's my next issue? He's like, wait and see.
Yeah.
That doesn't help me at all, man. So
And you just did the Dazzler redesign as well.
I did.
That was you, right?
Yes.
All right. Now, first of all, Dazzler fan going in?
A bit.
A
I mean,
bit.
she wasn't really around a lot when I was getting into
Mm-hmm.
comics, so I didn't have a lot of base myself. But I know that everyone who I was working with on it were big Dazzler fans.
So that said, how did you approach the redesign? Were you like, because it was very drastic, the most drastic redesign she's had.
This is what Brian told me.
Mm-hmm.
So when I came onto the book, he's like, all right, one of the first things you have to do is with the redesign Dazzler. Here's everything that's sort of set up for Dazzler. This is where we want to go with her.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the decision making on it, I didn't get to make. It was a lot of, on that one, I got told a lot where to take her. And the fact that it was like, needed to reflect her story and it needed to be cosplayable. That was the two things I had.
That's interesting. That's a consideration.
Yeah, that was something big for Brian. It had to look like clothes that someone found and just put on. It couldn't look like a uniform.
Right.
That's great. I love that. Don, DJ Fanko again, says, how often are you tasked with reminding the Marvel folks that the West Coast is the best coast? And I don't agree with this at all.
Well, then we have a problem. I'm out.
Yeah, get out. This is my show.
I remind people of that whenever I can. West Coast is best coast.
Yeah.
Boo. And the comic book bros think we're having we should have a mustache contest, or he says a mustache match.
What does that
I
consist
don't know.
of?
What is that?
What
I don't know.
You, like hit each other with them?
In the mustache?
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Me neither. Another one says, what is your studio setup like? What environment do you find is most helpful to creating comics? That's a great question.
Environment-wise, I'm pretty open. I tend to like noisy. And something from coming from animation school and just having a ton of people around me all the time, I got really used to just conversations and random things happening. Like if I'm anywhere that's super quiet, I can't work. But in terms of setup, I just work on an iMac and a Cintiq. I'm pretty low-key about that. So I can move. Since I got the mobile Cintiq as well, so I'm just working in my hotel room right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's pretty easy. I can move around. It's nice. No big desks or anything. So.
No, cumbersome. All right, we got a little bit left with Kris here. You guys send in some last-minute questions if you have them. Use the hashtag MarvelNYCC. We're going to be showing some clips from the first day here at Comic-Con coming up, and then we will be back to talk to you guys some more. But Ryan, do we have any last questions?
No. We don't.
Okay.
We wrapped it up. We got a lot in. That was a lot. It was
Kris,
great.
where can people find you online?
Tumblr, ChristopherAnka.tumblr.com, and Twitter @ChristopherAnka.
And what is coming up in the next issue of Uncanny that you worked on?
Sadness.
Sadness.
A lot of mutants are being sad.
So there you go. It's a guarantee from Mighty Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
Sad mutants, as drawn, as only Kris Anka can draw them. Thank you for coming on the show.
No, thank you.
We very much appreciate it. Remember, guys, you can tweet at us using the hashtag MarvelNYCC. See what's coming up the rest of the day and to Marvel at marvel.com/NYCC2014. We will be back to talk to you guys in just a sec. This is Marvel Live from New York Comic Con 2014, brought to you by Marvel, Contest of Champions from Kabam. See you guys again in just a sec.
Hey Marvelites, it's Lorraine St.